Boom shakalaka, the most important chart in crypto, plus the one signal that has flashed before every major Bitcoin rally, and why most people are going to get this cycle wrong. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, the most important chart in crypto. This one crazy signal is flashing as preceded every major rally and why most people are going to get this cycle wrong. Before we get into it, like the video, join us on Twitter at Crypto Love, and of course subscribe to the OG Bitcoin and Crypto YouTube channel making daily videos. No, I don't make daily videos. Making videos longer than almost everybody else. Now, today, Fear and Greed at 78. We have made it to extreme greed, out of regular greed into extreme bright green greed. This has not happened since November of 2024. And then before that, March of 2024. And guess what? Both of those had pretty significant price rallies for Bitcoin. Now, after breaking previous all-time highs yesterday, overall market up 0.5%. Today, Bitcoin at $110,752. Ethereum at $26.64 and XRP at $2.42. And if we take a look at Bitcoin, very critical levels. We've broken previous all-time highs, this solid line right here at $108,000, $109,000. But if you see above, there's this dashed line right here, somewhere probably around $112,000, $114,000, somewhere in that area. Now, if we zoom out, and we're going to zoom out in just a minute, but before we do, I want you to see this arrow right down here. This arrow signifies the crossing of the 50-day moving average here in yellow above the 200-day moving average in orange. The last time this happened, zoom all the way back to October of 2024 and look at what Bitcoin price did afterwards. It went from $67,000 to $108,000 the last time those crossed. But we have something even bigger, because remember, I was saying this dashed line right here. If we zoom out, and you bear with me because we have to zoom out quite a bit, but you can see with me here. Here is a left shoulder. Here is an inverted head or a downward chode signal, whatever you want to see, and little steroid-like balls on the side. This would be the right shoulder for an inverted head and shoulders that would likely send Bitcoin to 300,000-ish territory. So we have some big moves coming for Bitcoin should it break through that territory right around $115,000. Now, let's go on to some of these awesome charts that I was talking about. So first thing, Bitcoin passing through resistance formed by multiple touches. You can see was rejected twice by that previous all-time high, 108, but history suggests that there is a follow-through surge after breaking through repeated resistance, as we can see has happened 2 times already in this most recent run-up. We also have 3 or less consecutive red Heikin-Ashi candles. Now, what does that mean? Well, when we have those, generally following those red lines, which would be the 3 or less Heikin-Ashi candles, there is a rally for Bitcoin, however long or short it may go, suggesting we have another rally coming for Bitcoin. As a matter of fact, based on the MVRVZ price top bands, 730 days, the next price, $125,000 Bitcoin, coming soon when it hits this blue line right here. So we could have a very, very quick price move to the upside. But this, my friends, is probably the most important chart in crypto, or at least that's what TechDev says, and I trust him because he knows what he's doing. Bitcoin tops when green tops. If we take a look at the business cycle histogram down here, we can see that tops in the business cycle correlated perfectly with tops in Bitcoin. Now, where are we in the green right now? Oh my goodness, we're not even in the green yet. We are still in red. Now, if we take a look, this would basically sit with the bottom before we even saw a parabolic move for Bitcoin. I don't think anyone's paying attention. We are just at the explosion point, not even at or near the top. And this signal confirms it. This is market breadth in Bitcoin. The S&P 500 stocks above the 50-day average and Bitcoin. Now, every time they get above the 50-day average, which is right up here, you can see there is this dashed red line. And take a look at what Bitcoin price does after it breaks above. I mean, for almost every single time, except for the one right here, which was a false flag, every other single time, it was like almost parabolic move for Bitcoin. And take a look. We are seeing that once again, a rare signal flashing once again for Bitcoin. Could we have a new rally? Well, it looks likely based on the net realized profit and loss. So we have a new all-time high for Bitcoin, and yet the realized profit is significantly lower than the last two local tops in prior cycles, which would mean that most people are waiting for the price to go much higher before we see the top of this. As a matter of fact, Willy Woo points out that while Bitcoin on track to surpass $1 trillion of invested capital this year, we've only seen orderly accumulation so far. This cycle has not yet seen a vertical climb, indicated by these white dots right here, similar to the FOMO present in all past bull markets. Does that mean we just aren't up to that point yet? Or does that mean because we have smarter investors now and blah, 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 that it's not going to happen? I don't exactly know, but I think it's still probably a little bit early. Because if we take a look, based on this business cycle chart, a lot of people are calling the top end of 2025, beginning 2026, whatever. But if we take a look, it does appear like even though these first two cycles might have been equal, at least in business cycle, it does get longer over time, which means that the peak may be pushed further and further out. And this is something that may end up surprising most people. I think most people are waiting maybe June now or October or December or something like that. They're thinking that's going to be the top. But what if it's actually pushed out farther than anyone expects based on this estimate for the top using the distance on this histogram right here? You can see here was 15 bars from roughly where we were in histogram depth to the top of the green. Here was 20 bars. Here was 17 bars. Average those out, you get 17 bars. That would put it somewhere early in 2026 being the top. So maybe the top may occur even later than anyone expects. And if that's the top for Bitcoin, you got to figure the top for altcoins, if it happens, and I think it likely will, especially when you take a look at some of the next charts, the top for altcoins would be at least 1 to 3 months after that, which brings us to altcoins. Take a look at this. We have quite literally never seen altcoin compression like this. Now, stocks generally tend to trend like a spring. You can only compress them so far before they launch dramatically, and this is a formation, an upward triangle that generally tends towards the bullish direction. We could be breaking out and above. Things could be absolutely crazy for altcoins in the near future. Dogecoin perfectly running the circle and channel. You can see that should we have a repeat of what we saw previously, Dogecoin might soon be in the single and then maybe even the double digits. So that's all for this episode. If you enjoyed it, like the video, and also check out some of our shorts. And also, just one small more thing. There's a playlist right up there you might enjoy. I'll catch you later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.
Boom, shakalaka.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.
From now on, if you don't own Bitcoin, you're a moron.